Hey everybody, how you going? Steve here. Welcome back, Commanders. This is Command Centre Wargaming. All right, fantastic, everybody. So today we've got a fair bit to talk about. The main thing on the agenda is the new Terminators just got released from Games Workshop. So they're looking pretty fantastic. Also want to take a look through the Abaddon rules as well. Okay, so we've got a stat line for Abaddon the Despoiler, which is really fantastic as well. So we're going to have a look through that. And yeah, so cool. Also some new Chaos Marines that we sort of we came out a few days ago, but I haven't actually had a look at yet. So I'll just have a chat about them and have a talk about them as well. So before I forget, I get started, just like to thank everybody for the compliments on the Calgar model I did up. You can check that out in another video. And just letting everybody know that we have an official Instagram now. You can find that, and it's up there in the About section of the YouTube channel. Okay, it's just Command Centre Wargaming. What I'll be doing is I'll be putting up little bonus videos, production videos up on there that I just take on my phone, you know, and sort of like little stills like that I don't put up on the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel will be primarily just about, like, you know, doing the turntables of models as well. Whereas like the Instagram will be like all the sort of little in-between stuff and little snapshots and that with my phone camera and that, which would be really cool, I think, as well. So you capture a lot, you know, a lot of the essence, you know, that you don't get on the YouTube channel, like the spur of the moment video and the Vista experience, right? So it's pretty awesome. So yeah, yeah. And so look, you know, we're heading to 750 subs, guys. So, you know, if you want to hear about all the latest news, reviews, painting tutorials, and, you know, everything like that on Warhammer 40,000 and other tabletop games, please consider subscribing to the channel. Click the little red subscribe button down in the corner there. It's awesome. All right, fantastic. So let's have a look. So, all right, Terminators. So the first thing about these Terminators is that they're awesome. I love them. I noticed that we've basically got like tactical marine helmets on the Terminators spikes there, and I'm kind of wondering, is this a kind of subtle nod to the fact that, you know, we've killed them all the tacticals are dead, or is this more of a nod basically saying that, like, you know, tacticals are going to be reborn in Primaris? Not that they aren't already, because we've already got the you know, we've already got the Shadow Spear guys. All right, so but, you know, it might just, they might actually be just recasting them like they did with the new Chaos models as well. So I think it's, you know, proven now that we need to start reading into this artwork a little bit more and picking out things, because Games Workshop is surely leaving us hints, all right? So yeah, love it, love the model, love the poses, love the fact that they're a lot more beefier now. They have sort of like, you know, more armor around the shoulder pads now, which is awesome. Love the paintwork on this golden trim here, which is fantastic. And just all out, just awesome. So more detail on the combi bolters, combi storm bolters, swords here, weapons, things like that. And yes, they've kept the husks by the look of it. The husks are still really, really awesome, which is fantastic. And autocannon looks the same, but just basically just a little bit beefier. And I just hope that the Terminators are the same scale. Well, not the same, yeah, like, so the same scale as a Primaris model. So I think that these Terminators should be like a little bit bigger, maybe about, you know, a few centimeters bigger than Primaris Marines, just to say that, like, you know, these are Terminators, they are awesome, they are uber, and they should be bigger. I like this guy's little gas mask too. It's really cool. Like, has kind of like, you know, sort of like over one end as well, which is really fantastic. There's only one thing I don't like about him so much, and like, this isn't necessarily, you know, it's just me nitpicking, guys, like, you know, but the feet. So the feet, I don't know, look like a little bit too thin. I don't know if it's the way it's been painted or what, but the feet just look really, really thin to me, and they kind of remind me of like slippers. They look like little slippers or little business shoes or something like that, which are awesome. But anyway, look, that's them. They're the Terminators. I would have been honest, I would have preferred sort of more just Carrion Terminators, sort of more 30k looking stuff. But we were right in the fact that, you know, that they are coming separate to Abaddon. But down in the rules, it tells you that they have their own unique Vigilus detachments where you can get special buffs for them as well, and special bonuses by feuding them with Abaddon as well. So we'll go through that in a little bit. But before we do, let's just take a look at these other things here. So we've got this new Stargate thing as well that came out. It's basically this sort of big sort of portal thing that sits in the middle of the table. It gives all your chaos like an invulnerable save, which is really fantastic as well. And that's coming out as well, which we've seen. Okay, so, and then we've got some stratagems here. So you've got a reroll stratagem for Black Legion. Okay, you can reroll hits for Black Legion, any Black Legion unit from your army that is closest to an enemy unit until the end of the phase. Now that's only valid on your first shooting phase, but as we know, the first shooting phase is like one of the most important. So that's really awesome to have. You've got some new relics coming in with the Angel's Bane, all right, which are really going to come into play here with the new rapid fire rules as well, with the beta rules, which is going to be fantastic. So you can see here, rapid fire 2, strength 5, AP -2, 2 damage. This weapon has a damage characteristic of 3 if the target has the Imperium keyword. Oh my goodness. So let's just say you roll really well, and that's 4, your rapid fire 2, that's 4 shots. Let's say they both hit, minus AP 2, they both go through. That's 12, that's the potential of 12 damage. That's pretty crazy, right? That is a sweet, and like average, you're looking at 6 to 9 damage. And then there is a lot of stuff, guys, that has the Imperial keyword. Now, it is only strength 5, but that stuff will still get through. You can command point a lot of that stuff. So things, yeah, like, things will be dead, okay, with this. So it's awesome. Things are going down. So the new Chaos Space Marines, which includes, like, Raptors, and stuff like that, Havocs as well. So you can really see the new build for these guys. You know, you've got the chain swords, melee weapons that we know about, you know, sort of like different helmets. Very, very close to the old Dark Vengeance Chaos Space Marines I found. You know, sort of like the same kind of, like, this guy looks like straight out of Dark Vengeance. It's like they've even, like, copied the pose, you know, which is really good because this is what I wanted to see back when Dark Vengeance was out. And like, I was hoping everybody was, that we were going to get new Chaos Marines. And we didn't. And then like here we got the, you know, you got the display case, his shrine sitting on his back. Sort of fits in with Abaddon's showcase, you know, with his trophy rack as well, which is fantastic. You have that aesthetic coming out, which is awesome. All right. Now we'll have a look at Abaddon really quickly as well. Now we've already gone through the model in another video on the channel. But I just want to gloss over his rules really quickly. So I've got my my Mark 1 Chaos Codex out. That's the other thing. It's now confirmed that we have a Mark 2 Chaos Codex coming out in the near future. So it's going to have like all the sort of updated content in there. Funny that, because I remember going through the Chaos Codex and seeing this and like thinking, oh, geez, isn't it interesting that like Black Legion was going to get like, you know, the front fold out, you know, for this book. And, you know, especially Raptors as well, right? And that's pretty much exactly what happened. So let's just take a look here quickly. So Abaddon the Despoiler. Okay, so here are the rules changes. All right, they have given him a slight buff, and I think it's a quite substantial buff. It's subtle, but it's good. And this doesn't cover his abilities either. This is just like his stats, okay? So movement is 6. It was 6. Weapon skill is 2. It was 2. Ballistic skill is 2. It was 2. Strength is now 5. It was 4. So he's gotten a buff there to that. Toughness was 5. It's now 5. Wounds were 7. They're now 8. Attacks are 6. Leadership is 10. That's the same. And the save is a 2-up. So he's got 1+ toughness and 1+ wound, which is absolutely fantastic because it puts him on par with Calgar. It puts him in League of Gilliman, and it allows him to still dodge bullets as well, so he doesn't have to worry about being shot to crap. You know what I mean? Like, because he's not the closest character. Points aren't released yet for him, but he used to be 240. I can't remember if they reduced that in the chapter approved, but it used to be 240. So I would guess now, because you know his stats are pretty much like Calgar. We don't know his abilities, but Calgar's 240. I'm pegging him at about 200, maybe 290. But I don't know. Well, sorry, 190. But I don't know yet because I need to see his abilities. Now I'm really hoping he gets an invul. He should get a 3-up invul. Okay, minimum of 4-up. Any less than a 4-up, it's rubbish. But I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to him. All right. So that's that on the big Abby. All right. So we've got his rules there as well. Now I'll just go through. I'm just going to cover some of these stratagems and stuff for the rest of the news. Okay. So, and this is important because they've actually sort of done it where, you know, it's kind of like the Death Shroud Terminators with Mortarion, where they had the release of the box set. Mortarion came out, and then like a week later or very soon after, they had the Death Shroud Terminators come out, which could serve as his bodyguard. Now these guys, I haven't seen any bodyguarding rules yet, but again, I haven't seen the data sheet to these guys. The old Bringers of Despair, I think, are in here also. They might actually have that bodyguarding rule. So under elites, let's just go to elites just quickly. Chaos Terminators, Possessed, Plague Marines. They should be in here. So I know there's, I think Jonathan Hanna was saying that there are rules for them. Maybe they're in the index. But yeah, but anyway, we'll have to come back to that in another video. But let's have a look to see what this says. So Abaddon is rarely seen without his loyal Terminator armor bodyguard, drawn from the very deadliest fighters within the Black Legion. If you're picking up Abaddon, it'd almost be rude not to grab a bunch of Terminators to represent the Bringers of Despair as well. If that isn't reason enough, Vigilus Ablaze introduces a specialist attachment that will really help you get the most out of Abaddon's elite Terminators. So if we go here quickly, so there's the Mark II Codex, right? You see this little 2 on there. I really wish they'd, you know, redo the artwork because it's so easy to get that confused now. And you can see here they're also putting Khorne back in, some Khorne Berserkers and all that, right? There's some new colors schemes, Renegade Forces coming out as well, which are fantastic. Black Legion traits in there. There's the Vigilus book, Vigilus Ablaze, okay? And there's the Stargate, which is the Noctilith Crown, all right? So it gives the armies, surrounding armies, a buff to invul save, and it makes Chaos Psychers easy to cast their spells or their psychic abilities, which is really fantastic as well. So just so you can see that there. Yep, so all right, so Bringers of Despair, we have this stratagem here. Use this stratagem when you're choosing your army. Pick a Black Legion detachment from your army of the Bringers of Despair, specialist attachment, Black Legion Terminator. Units in that detachment gain the Bringers of Despair keyword. So essentially what it is, it's like with the Marines back in the other Vigilus book, that they gain veterans, right? So then you could do stuff with them. Once you get that, then you could give them these awesome stratagems on top. Now, I can't see any points costs to these, but they're still awesome. So the Bringers of Despair can wreak absolute havoc in the fight phase with the brutal subjugation stratagem, breaking the spirit of enemy of the enemy even as they break their bodies. A brilliant counter for elite enemies and hordes alike. So what this is a morale stratagem. You play it, and essentially what happens is each model that you lose counts as 2, right? So if you have guardsmen, you kill like, you know, 5 of them, you know, then it counts when you're calculating morale. It counts as though you've killed 10. All right, that's the brutal subjugation. Now, we've also got the Chosen of the War Master. So, in the absence of Abaddon, one of the War Master's foremost lieutenants will serve as an adept warlord in his place, with titles such as Lord of the Ravager, Lord of the Deceiver, Lord Corruptor, and Lord Purgitator, each of the chosen of with a senior level of command within the Black Legion. One of these Dreadlords can be easily represented by the Chosen of the War Master Warlord trait. So it's essentially you can reroll hit rolls of 1, made for a friendly Bringers of Despair units, while they are within 6 of your Warlord. It doesn't say it has to be Abaddon, it could be just a Warlord. If your Warlord has the Lord of Chaos ability, you can instead re-roll hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Bringers of Despair units while they are within 6 of your Warlords. So it's pretty good. And then we have this Field Commander Stratagem as well. Alright, so their presence will make your Bringers of Despair hit even harder. If you're feeling especially fiendish, you're using the Black Legion, of course, you're feeling especially fiendish, you can make the ultimate statement by fielding Abaddon, this Bringers of Despair, and one of his chosen all together by using the Field Commander Stratagem from Rigulous Defiant. Right, the Field Commander Stratagem is here. Okay, so use a stratagem before the end, before the battle. If you use any specialist attachment stratagems when choosing your army, choose one character from your army that has gained a keyword from a specialist attachment stratagem that is not your Warlord and is not a named character. You can give that character the Warlord trait of a specialist attachment. They are part of. Note that this character is only regarded as your Warlord for the purpose of the Warlord trait. This stratagem can be used once for each specialist attachment stratagem you have used. Spend 1 CP each time you use it. No 2 characters in your army can have the same Warlord trait. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You can basically give your other characters their Warlord traits and things like that. And Harkin is here featured. They're just plugging him again. They flicked his rule back. They want to sell more Raptors. So what it was is it started off that he could re-roll all hit rolls for Raptors. Then they went to like only Black Legion Raptors. Then everyone had a cry, and then they turned it back to all Raptors, right? So he can re-roll hit rolls of all Raptors. All right, and just quickly as well, so some stuff I didn't cover before, but there's some new. That's the the Jackal Alphas, okay, and the Nexius, okay, 2 new Gene Stealer cult units. All right, which are looking pretty cool. There's your Warhammer World table there that was in the Rumour Mill picture. Some Death Guard, okay, which are looking pretty cool. But I am feeling, though, that these Death Guards are starting to look a little bit the same. I feel as though I've seen this before. I don't own these 2 models, but he just looks like the Tallyman, and that looks like another Marine. But what I wanted to show you guys was some of this concept art for the Sisters of Battle, the new Sisters of Battle stuff, which I find is just a little bit underwhelming, but that's just me. We'll make another video on this. Like, it's okay, don't get me wrong, but I just feel as it's a little bit lackluster. I don't know, I'm kind of liking the old stuff a little bit better. I'm not sure if it's because this stuff is a little bit smoother or something like that, maybe less aggressive. I don't know, but look, like I'll make my judgment when the actual I see the models. This is just concept art after all. So all right, everybody, so fantastic, bit of an update there. The Terminators are looking awesome, and like we sort of called it out on the channel that the Terminators will be coming. I was hoping they'd be just more sort of 30k looking, but there's nothing a little bit of conversion won't fix. And fantastic, guys. So let's see what GW pump out next. And I can't wait to get my hands on Abaddon. He's going to be absolutely fantastic to play with these Terminators. I could see right now I've got my Alpha Legion Hydra Elite Terminators coming in, right? And coming down and basically coming down, deep striking, plasmering vehicles, then attacking with their axes. Then I got these guys rolling around with Abaddon. It kind of almost feels like, Terminators are maybe they're not going to kill off Terminators. Maybe they're going to make them a Chaos thing. But it would be awesome as well, I feel, to see Marines also get their Terminator resculpts like this. Because as Spec is saying on his channel, I was watching one of his videos, he was basically saying that, like, it's a very iconic battle, the Terminator versus Gene Stealer. I feel as though the Terminators are a very iconic part of Warhammer 40k, and they should stay in. We should still have them. They just need to be tweaked a little bit more. A couple of more points dropped off them. I think they're already pretty good. You know, I still don't think they're super competitive, but I think you can now take them without, you know, being shamed on the table completely, as long as you don't take a whole bunch of them. Oh, and just before I forget, if you're Australian as well, Warhammer Conquest, the magazine, is now coming to Australia. So that's awesome. Finally, so there's some good value there. We'll chat about that in another video. All right, everybody, if you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, we cover Warhammer content, news, reviews, tacticals, painting tutorials. Also check out the new Instagram channel. Okay, links up in the links up above in the YouTube channel there, in the social media links. It's all good. We cover a lot of behind the scenes stuff in that Instagram. A lot of on the moments, sort of like moments there, Vista moments, while I'm painting miniatures. Few videos of that as well, behind the scenes. It'd be awesome. And I'd just like to take this time to say thank you, very special thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you very much. And I should be getting paid tomorrow. So I'll grab that Vigilus box and we're going to start doing that. All right, everybody. I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much. Steve, keep rolling, everybody. Take care.